So let's discuss about how to apply this resonance while talking or while singing Indian classical music. So let's first start with how to do it for talking. So there are three ways to deliver your voice while talking. The first one is through our throat, the second one is through our mouth, and the third one is from our nose. So as most of you must be knowing that when we talk like this, if you can try to feel it in your nose area, that the air is getting vibrated and is being redirected from the nose area. So we have to avoid that because it is never good to have a nasal tone to your voice. So that is one thing that you can avoid. You can try a few number of times to project your air towards your mouth area, or if you can do it, you can even feel the vibrations in your cheeks and beside your ear. That is also fine, but having the air getting directed to your nose is never a good way to project your voice. The second way to project your voice is to speak from your throat. So like right now I'm speaking from my throat, and it is obviously you can feel the pressure on your throat area, and I can feel the words getting a little more punchy, and the vocal muscles are definitely obviously getting strained. So this is also not a good way of delivering your voice. The best way is to speak from your mouth area. So in this way, as we have already discussed before, the air is getting projected directly towards your oral cavity and the words are riding smoothly on the exhalation, and this is the best way to have the best sounding voice for your texture. Next, let's discuss the use of resonance in Indian classical music. To look at it in detail, let me play the Tanpura app at the pitch of A sharp. So, as Indian classical musicians, as we already looked at, be it higher notes or lower notes, we sing at our natural voice. So, let me just sing it for you once. So as you saw, when I reached the higher notes, that is sa, re, ga, ma, the higher octave, then also I maintained the fuller tone of voice, which is usually achieved in only the middle octave notes. But there are many people who tend to shift to the falsetto or the head voice while singing the higher notes, even in Indian classical music, and that does not sound good. Let me show you how. As you saw, from sa, I shifted to the head voice. Whereas if I used my regular voice, it would be again, let's look at it. So as much as possible with the higher notes also we can really use our natural full toned vibrating bright voice, and that is possible in Indian classical music, and that is obviously a better way because your vocal cords are much more relaxed in your natural way of talking or singing. When we manipulate our voice with resonance, there is a chance that you happen to strain your voice in a certain way, and that is the reason why Western vocalists are not able to continue singing after a certain age, because manipulating your voice in any way will definitely improve the texture but also take a toll on the vocal cords to a certain extent. So it definitely affects your voice in the long term, but Indian classical musicians can sing throughout their life. So this was about how to not do falsetto or how to not use your head voice while singing in Indian classical music. Now the next thing is how to not project our voice from our nose area. So if we sing like this, So this is the nasal tone of our voice, and that is obviously not good. So we need to see that how to keep the voice coming from our mouth, which is also called as the chest voice. When we sing from our mouth, then you can feel the vibrations on your chest. And the third part is to sing from your throat. So let's see how to do that. So when we are putting so much of pressure on our throat, then there is only a certain tempo that we can reach. But if we have to do very fast tan and take a lot of speed in the songs as well as the swaras that we are singing, then singing from our throat is definitely going to hurt our vocal cords a lot, and that is not a good way. So singing from our chest, that is on the air, we ride the words or the music on the air. Similarly to how we discussed while talking, the same thing is applicable to music as well. From our throat, whereas if we do it from our mouth or the chest area, let's see, so it is very difficult to achieve a lot of speed when you are singing from your throat, because it is causing so much of tension on the vocal cords that achieving speed is a very difficult task. So that is it about using resonance while singing Indian classical music. So next, let's move to the next video to see some resonance exercises. These are very simple and fun exercises which will naturally improve the texture of our voice.